New year, new me. I would love to change my morning routine, but I have a baby, I have a dog, Wait, that kind of sounds like an excuse. I think for most of us, it's super easy to find excuses not to implement new behaviors. Implementing new routines or behaviors is often hard, but can be very beneficial, of course, especially when it comes to eating healthy, working out, stuff like that. And a classic way to force yourself into those new behaviors or routines that won't stick usually is the new year. So, the New Year's resolution. What is your New Year's resolution? What you want to achieve? What do you want to do more? Blah, blah. And I'm sorry, but I think the New Year's resolution is bullshit. Simply because it's a way to prepare yourself before the year ends that, when, on January 1st, I start eating healthy, I start working out more, blah, blah. But it's an excuse. Why not start right away? Why not, do little implements right away? Why wait? That all sounds like an excuse to me. As I started in this year, I thought to myself, what do I want to achieve? What are my goals this year? Are there any aspirations other than the ones I already have? And so I split up some of my goals into tiny goals or tiny steps, and I also have some small little things that I wanted to implement or do again or more. For example, I decided to go back to therapy, at least for a few sessions, and I'm going to run more since I kind of stopped last year. And bigger goals are, for example, directing a new short film, which is cut into little steps or goals to make them more attainable. Also, I'm implementing 30 minutes per day for creative endeavors or writing, whatever. For example, writing this video and planning the shoot. Okay, this is weird. Stop. No, for real, stop. So it makes much more sense to plan and write down your goals. And if you have bigger goals, you can split them up into tinier goals or tinier tasks that you have to do before reaching the big goal, to make them more obtainable and they don't seem so, big, frightening, or time-consuming. And you can literally do that any day, any time of the year. You don't have to wait for the new year to pass. Or for the new year to come in. So, for example, I started working out at the end of 2023. I bought some home gym equipment. It was very important to me to, first of all, feel good in my body, and second, to make my mental health and body image get better again. And it was very consistent for the last year, essentially. And it's something you can do too. It's something you don't have to have a space for a home gym. You literally have a screen, phone, YouTube, whatever, and a gym mat or something like the yoga mat, comfortable clothes, and you can start doing that. Or you can just say, okay, I'm going for walks, for example. I'm doing 10,000 steps a day or 5,000 steps a day, or I'm going for 30 minutes walks at least once a day, stuff like that. Those are just examples for little steps, for little goals, for little tiny things that can overall improve your mental health and health. Since work was really slow for me last year, so in 2024, especially the last third, my mental health kind of declined a little bit, simply because I was sitting around a lot, just thinking and not necessarily being on the job a lot. Is not super beneficial for my mental health. And especially as a, self-employed person, freelancer, you start thinking about, oh shit, I hope it's picking up again. I hope things get better, because otherwise, I have a problem. I knew I needed to implement more healthy routines and put myself into a more positive headspace or mind space. And I've talked about my mental health, my health anxiety on this channel. And usually when my mental health dips, health anxiety creeps in again. And that's what happened last year. And that's when I knew, okay, I need to go to therapy, or at least do a few more sessions of therapy to gain a different perspective, and also maybe get some new tools to combat that feeling of what am I doing? I need to work, stuff like that, where I pressure myself that doesn't really do much, if that makes sense. I guess this video is just me saying that you don't have to pressure yourself into reinventing yourself every new year, especially because most of the time with that pressure, you give up or you fail and then you feel worse about yourself. So I guess baby steps would be the best words to describe what I'm trying to say, as the great Leo Marvin put it. And there's a ton of information about that stuff out there that can help you. Writing down your goals, celebrate the small victories. It's really important. As I already said, like going for a walk for 30 minutes or something like that each day, something like that. Celebrate them, because it makes you feel good and it makes you feel like you achieved something, which is true. So I would really highly recommend you doing that. And remember, keep the goals attainable, like keep them small enough so you don't dread them. You actually feel okay checking them off at some point. And this is probably a little different from my other videos. I don't know, maybe it's not. I'm just trying new things out here. I don't know where this whole thing is going to be going or whatever, but I guess thank you for watching and liking and subscribing if you are not subscribed yet. And I appreciate you. Until next time. Happy New Year, Happy New Me. I like it.